The following is an excerpt from the book Experiences of Thought by Anthony Kahn, available now on Amazon.com and Kindle. The Ideal World, Nationalism equals Cataclysm. Are you proud of your nationality? Do you feel pride when you look upon your flag? Do you feel a strong bond with your compatriots? It's a normal and a very human thing to gravitate towards those who are like us and who share common interests, outlooks, and origins. We organize everything into groups, and we feel a sense of belonging when we are part of a group. But there is something important that we need to consider when we form a group, and that is whether our group is inclusive or exclusive. Many groups, such as those formed around hobbies and interests, are open to all that share a passion for a particular activity. But many other groups are necessarily exclusive, and attributes such as gender and nationality fall into those categories. Now, there is obviously some need to provide a degree of exclusivity with such characteristics as gender, as some issues need to be afforded some degree of privacy within the circumstances of our world. But exclusivity can be a highly troublesome beast, and we need to be very cautious and sparing in our acceptance of it. It is indeed very human to grow attached to the groups to which we belong, and it can be enticing to feel especially proud of our membership of a group that is exclusive. But we must always remember that it is equally human to resent the walls that are built to keep us out. The development of nations, and likewise the development of different races, are once again the product of that logically inevitable and deterministic process of evolution. Various populations come to be separated, and their features, as well as their cultures, come to be individually shaped by their environments. Over time, treasured customs emerge alongside governing bodies and territories over which they hold jurisdiction. Over time, nations are born. Nations are symbolic things in essence, and their differences are only surface deep in many respects. The same old human nature lurks beneath the surface, whatever our color and wherever we call home. But nations can nevertheless so easily come to define us, and we pride ourselves on being a part of them. It is natural, but it is also very dangerous. As the proud patriots extol the virtues of their people and their ways, those on the outside begin to suspect that they could never be one of their people, and thus never be of equal worth in their eyes. Resentment can begin to fester, and a divide begins to grow where none was there before. As the divide grows, two peoples who are essentially the same in every way that matters begin to see each other as very different. They become standoffish towards each other and suspect that their counterparts distrust them or do not like them. In turn, they come to adopt the stance that they believe the other to have, and resentment boils over and can finally turn into hatred. Although both peoples share the same good side and bad side, they show their good side only among themselves, whilst only their bad side is enacted toward the other. Thus, their own people emerge ever more so as good, whilst the other people is visibly bad. It is but a small step now toward war and decimation, as the fuel is gathered and all that is needed is a fuse and a match. But why this downward spiral from peace to pugnacity? Patriotism. If we exclude others from our group, as we necessarily do when we unite under a flag that is uniquely ours, then we can expect resentment from the outside world. A nation is nothing other than the individuals that form it, and the only boundaries between individuals are those that they build for themselves. The fatherland or the motherland are the creation of a people, not the creator of a people, and there is no cause to afford them godlike status. So does this mean that we cannot be proud of who we are or our way of life? There is nothing wrong in anything that does no harm, truly. It is a great thing to be an individual and to live in a diverse world full of other individuals who we can both learn from and teach in our turn. We need never feel that ourselves or our ways are inferior to those of another, so long as our ways cause no harm to others. So there is nothing wrong with cherishing those attributes that define us. But we must be sensitive towards others in the way in which we do this. We must always try to be inclusive and make a point of being friendly and kind to those who we perceive as markedly different. We should try to show them, via our actions, that whatever may be uniquely us, there is a great deal more that we share in common. Nations come and go, and borders change over time, rendering them ultimately trivial. Nationality changes as a consequence of these border changes, and thus must be regarded as equally trivial. Land will inevitably pass from one to another, rightly or wrongly. It always has, and so long as we are selfish and possessive, it always will. Human nature guarantees it. We enter this world and inherit our circumstances from those that went before. And yet, although we are all born into different families, we are as good as siblings. We are so similar to each other that, as so often happens between siblings, we fight. We are very good at identifying those traits in others that we detest in ourselves and call each other out for these weaknesses, but know deep down that they are common to all of us. Indeed, it might well be said that half the world's problems are caused by people perceiving themselves as far too different, whilst the other half are the result of people being, in fact, far too similar. But if we are ever to inhabit a utopia, an ideal world, we must see ourselves as one family. There must be no exclusivity, and everyone must have a place. Ideas of any one people owning some parcel of land or some cultural trait must go out the window, and we must freely share that which we hold dear with all others that likewise cherish it, even though they may see or appreciate it in a different way. In a utopia, there can be no exclusion. A utopia must be founded exclusively on inclusivity.